Welcome to this video. Hello and welcome to the scalp hair masterclass. It's not really a masterclass because I'm not really a master, but you get the point. This isn't like how to make one specific scalp hair tutorial. This is more of the things that you should know in order to make a scalp hair. So this episode is going to be how to make a scalp base, and future episodes will be about how to make a hair texture, how to make a bang, how to make a swoop, how to make the hair lay flat, how to do the ends of the hairs, stuff like that. So it's not a step-by-step on how to make a specific style, but it's everything you need to know to make your first scalp hair. If you do want time lapses, if you do want longer videos, longer step-by-step videos, and other premium stuff, I have a Ko-fi. And that's where the extra stuff is. You can subscribe to it and you get access to videos. There's no videos on right now, but I'll let you know when there are videos. And that will be for premium subscribers for whatever amount I put it to. And of course, this isn't a Blender tutorial, so if you don't know how to use Blender, go learn how to use Blender. Like, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna have Blender, and this tutorial is fine for any version of Blender. I always recommend the most recent one because I don't know why you would downgrade. I'm on 4.5. I think as long as you use something in Blender 4, you will be fine. I don't know how Blender 5 works. I don't use Blender 5. If you already know how to use Blender, which I recommend you know how to use Blender before locking into this tutorial. This is not a Blender tutorial. If you don't know how to move and stuff, I'm not gonna teach you. I'm sorry. But I will be going through certain specific things that I do just because it will be easier to like say them ahead of time than have to explain. So the first thing that we need is, if you don't have this turned on by default, edit preferences, and you want to go in, well, key map. Go to key map and make sure you have tab for pie menu. Make sure you have it turned on. The reason is because if you had it turned off and you come shift A, add an object, and I tab, it would go into edit mode. But if I wanted to go into the other modes, I have to come up here, and it's a little draining. If you have to like do these little mouse movements to get to places, all that time adds up. And if you're lazy like me, like coming out here all the time when you want to switch, it's just not efficient. So go to edit, go to preferences, and turn on tab for pie menu. Yeah, the next thing we're gonna turn on is go to key map, search for fly, and turn on fly. Shift F. Set your keybind to whatever is easiest for you. The reason I use Shift F is because back when I started using Blender, fly was Shift F, so I just stuck with it. You can use Shift apostrophe, it works just as well. You can just set it to whatever you want. Honestly, you really shouldn't be using flight mode. I only use it because it's easier for me, but yeah, like, I use it. And the reason I'm telling you is because I don't want you to be like, oh, how's she doing it? It's fly mode, easy. When you use Blender, you should know the shortcut Shift A to add. I'm not gonna be telling you what I'm doing. However, I will be doing this. I'm turn this on, screencast keys, so you can see what I'm doing in the corner. Thank you. Okay, the first step, you want to have this plugin called Roblox Toolbox. Where do you get this plugin? What to do when you get this plugin? Download zip. If you've never installed a plugin before, just edit preferences once again, go to add-ons, go to this drop-down menu and install from disk. It'll open it, you click it, and it'll like show up. It'll show up and you select it. So this is what it is. RBX Toolbox, you select it, and yeah. The reason we have RBX Toolbox is to upload from Roblox without having to go into Roblox Studio and exporting your avatar and coming back. Now, you still need to go into Roblox Studio if you want to use like a specific thing like that isn't your avatar or isn't someone else's avatar. If you want to import something that is on your avatar, like if I want to import my avatar, just come here and I'll put my username, which is Princess, or whoever's username, or I just click this button and it says import my avatar, because I already linked it with my Roblox account. You have to link it with your Roblox. And what it does is it imports my Roblox avatar. Why would I want to import my Roblox avatar? Because if I want to test out my hair on whatever head I'm using, I would need to do that. So in order to actually use this correctly, I'm going to go to Roblox, the website, find your avatar, take off the hair that you were wearing, then import your avatar into Blender. So I'm just going to delete this. Oh, and as you can see, the textures are messed up because I didn't delete the textures. If you ever get this issue with your avatars, it's really easy. To Blender file, come over to images, and like just delete all the images, and when you import, it's going to re-import correctly with like everything mapped correctly, and just delete that one and just come back here and go back to view layer. So if you're wondering like why would I import my avatar, this avatar, the reason I've imported it is because it has the cheeks head on, and the reason behind that is because you see a lot of people complaining about scalp hairs being thick. The reason people complain about scalp hairs being thick is because if we make a hair to fit the cheeks head, it will clip through the regular heads. So if you come here to dummy and you literally just import this and move this up GZ like this, it's not exactly the same size, but hold up. Okay, the thing with scaling and movement is that when it comes to the dummies, we can afford to have the dummy like slightly off center because the RPX toolbox doesn't align with Roblox Studios origin anyway. So it's okay for us to have the movement off. Like, that's not really a big deal. It's better if you have it perfect, but if you don't have it perfect, that's fine. The scaling, on the other hand, if you don't have the scaling down, like you can't rescale it in Studio without exporting it and re-importing it, and it's a really long, convoluted process. So you need to have the scaling down. In regards to the dummies, you can scale the mannequin dummy like of your avatar because and you need to scale it because your avatar usually already has scaling on and it's not the accurate size of the actual head, so you will need to scale it up like to actually fit it. But the dummy that you import with the RBX Toolbox plugin, do not scale it. To be fair, if you're working with just a regular head, don't scale that, but you may be able to get away with scaling the woman head and like having the proportions still correct. It doesn't actually affect the actual scalp. I'm just saying this for your own ease, because if you make this mistake and do the scalp when the scaling is completely off, you're gonna have to keep going back into Blender and keep making reiterations. Have issues later. You can scale your avatar because your avatar probably has scaling anyway, and what we want is just to like have it fit. Now, as you can see, if I move my avatar to the center, like if I actually move it like this, extreme mode's up here, Alt-Z, whatever. If I move my avatar to like just fit roughly like this, and this is usually how cheeks head fits, you notice that like, okay, you can't really see it because it's not x-raying, but like you notice that the thing with cheeks is that over here it goes into the head. If I made the scalp base fit just cheeks, it would be inside the forehead of this blocky avatar, and it doesn't look like a big of a deal when I use the blocky avatar, right? I'm just gonna hide it with H. If I import the woman avatar, let me move this back. It's just like roughly. The issue with the woman avatar is like if I make it fit cheeks, the woman avatar is gonna like the square part of the woman avatar's head is going to clip through, and it's worse for the woman avatar. And if you ever see like a hair is not abiding to like your head shape, if the scalp hair is clipping through your head shape, it's probably because it was scaled to fit cheeks. And that's why like the only reason I use cheeks, the only reason I import my avatar is just to look at what the hair would look like if it was on a mannequin. Avatar right now, it has like a stupid face on. I would usually have a makeup face because most people wear makeup faces. I'll probably change that. Another thing with these is that the corners of the woman avatar head would also clip through occasionally. So like the rule of thumb is to make sure your head fits like the size of the regular default round head. Like if you unequipped all your heads, make sure the size fits this, and then make sure it fits the corners of the woman head. Let me just put on the makeup face. Yeah, the only reason I have the cheeks head in the scene at all is just for visualization purposes. I already know like I needed to fit this head, so I'm not gonna like tweak it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit cheeks. Like I only have my avatar here for visuals. Thank you makeup. Let's get onto the actual tutorial part. So I'm not a Blender professional. I've only been using Blender for so long, and I've only been doing UGC for so long. So there might be, if you're better at Blender, if you're more experienced at Blender, you might know how to do stuff better than I am, but that's just me. If you know how to do stuff better, just do it the way you know it to do. I'm very finicky. I'm not like super precise with like my movement and stuff. That's why I use fly mode. I've never seen anyone else that genuinely uses fly mode for UGC, but I use fly mode. Thank you. If you know how to use Blender, go ahead and do like, just if you know how to model, you don't even need a tutorial, just go ahead and make a scalp base. If you know how to model, you should know how to make a scalp base. If you don't know how to model, you should low-key learn how to model, but I'm gonna go through how I make a scalp base. The thing with the scalp base is that I don't make a lot of it, so I'm not good at it. Like I'm not great at it. But also it's a scalp base, so a lot of the time it ends up being deleted. It ends up being like cut off, except if you're doing a hair like braids, like this one I made, that requires a lot of scalp to be shown a lot of the time. Otherwise, if you're doing like a really big hair, or maybe even like a bust down, a lot of time you end up deleting the scalp underneath to save out on triangles. If you don't know what triangles are like, see how this, if I come over here to face like, I select this is made up of two triangles. If I click Ctrl T, triangulate faces, you can see these are two triangles. The issue with this is that it's a really small number of triangles. We only get 4,000 triangles, and as you can see, a face is two triangles, so you need to optimize your mesh. If you already know how to model and you're good at that stuff, like there's no issue at all. Otherwise, a lot of the time with scalp bases, you end up either like decimating them or deleting parts of them that are not visible. 4,000 triangles is just too little. You can't really combat it. So let's actually start. Let's start by Shift A, adding a UV sphere, and we'll just move it up, GZ, and it's on top of our avatar. You want to go into edit mode, and you want to click this gizmo here, and you want to go to X. Also, you should know this, but your blender should always be facing negative Y or Y, preferably negative Y, or else you have to rotate it in studio. But yeah, negative Y or Y, that's the front. You might think X is front because I don't know, you just might, but Y is front and back, X is left and right. So go to X so we can go to the left side view or the right side view, whatever, either works. I'm gonna go back here to vertex select, and I'm going to select half of this. I know there's a faster way to select half of a mesh, but like I can't remember it for the life of me. Select half of it and delete, but don't select like half. Select like this. So I know it looks like it's more than half, but when we delete this set of faces goes. So select a little under half. Like if you know, you know, and delete it and delete vertices. Delete vertices. So as you can see, it looks dumb. What we're gonna do is we're going to we're going to click A to select everything, S to scale, like so, and go back to the left side view and move it with rotate and whatever. Move it with these and just have it like roughly like scalp-ish, like scalp size-ish. Proportional editing works great too. O to select proportional editing, or it's up here. Move this with proportional editing. And this is actually like with scalp bases, a lot of the time you're just trying to get the general shape down. Like I said, it's not too big of a deal if it's a little wonky, because most of the time you won't even like see it. And obviously, depending on whatever hair you make, you can adjust the scalp accordingly. So yeah, select the front like this and rotate it along the x-axis, so RX, and just make it like this. And if you don't know what a scalp looks like because you don't have one for some reason, it usually is like a taper down. And I'm just decreasing my proportional editing and moving stuff along like this, like so. If this is hard for you, and it is hard for me because I'm not super great with edit mode. If I come back here, you can always go into sculpt mode and just do it like that. For me, sculpt mode is easier because I've spent most of my Blender experience sculpting. So yeah, like I go at any chance I get, I'm going to sculpt mode. And it's bad because it really messes up your mesh if you don't like have it like precise. Like sculpt mode isn't as precise as editing in like edit mode. So really have to just do whatever works better for you. If you're used to sculpt mode, you're used to sculpt mode. If you're not, you're not. Don't just do it. You can't use fine mode. Like I said, you can't use fine mode in sculpt mode. Don't get too dependent on flying around like me, because you really shouldn't be doing that. Like I said, look how easy the tab to edit mode is. It's so easy. Make sure when you select, you're not selecting like the back. And we're just like doing this. And I'm gonna SX. Oh my gosh. Okay. Another thing is that when you do stuff, make sure you were actually like looking at an angle, because you don't want to do what I just did. This is the point where I recommend you mirror, and I don't know why I haven't done that till now. Also, I just haven't actually. So also, I forgot to mention, if your Blender doesn't look like mine, it's just because I'm on flat instead of studio, so don't tweak. I just like the way flat looks. Come to edit mode, come to the front, do this, and you want to select half of your mesh like so. make sure you actually get half the whole half. So I just shift select those vertices like that. If I'm moving too fast, you can see what buttons I press in the corner. Like I said, just delete vertices like so, run extreme mode, and you can see what's going on here. We're going to go in object mode now. Yeah. Shift A, empty, and we're gonna add plane axes. This is for mirroring. With hair, you will need to mirror a lot. Like a lot of styles are symmetrical, so I just like to have an axis always, all the time. Also save as you're going. Modifiers. I said I wouldn't over-explain things, but modifiers are basically ways to apply editing to your work without actually applying the editing. They're like, they're non-destructive editors. So a lot of the stuff that you couldn't do non-destructively, like the thing, like for example, if I wanted two sides to this, I would do A, I would duplicate it, and I would rotate it. I would scale it like that, and I can make a duplicate on the opposite side, right? Instead of doing that and having it be a part of the mesh, I would just come in modifiers and do mirror, and that's it. And I would also set the mirror to empty, because if we move stuff, like if I didn't set it to empty, it would act like this, which is fine, but realistically I want it to act like this. And if you're like, oh, why would you want it to do that? You don't get it yet. But like, we wanted to do that. And this is basically how you make your Scalp base. I don't want to over explain, but I'm just gonna go in to edit mode like this. And since I mirrored it, oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. See how we only have the half from before mirroring? It's like, it's non-destructive. So and it's a mirror, right? So if I move this, it moves on the other side. Obviously, that's what you would expect. So now I don't have to worry about going in X-ray mode to do stuff. Continue editing. So I like to have, this part is like way too forward, so I'm just gonna do this, move it up. I like to have like a taper shape. If you don't know what a taper is, you're too white for this to be watching this tutorial. I'm sorry. I'm joking, but like you want it to be taper shaped. If it's looking chopped, hold up. I'm just gonna bring this down, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna do this. It all like comes down to stylistic preference and what you prefer your hairs to look like. If you're making like a ponytail, like how would you want your hair to look? Okay, so I'm just gonna select these three, and I'm going to extrude them on the Z axis. So E to extrude, and do that. And that's like the ear tab for where we put our edges, like the little side ear edges, we put them there. You can make them as short or as long as you want. You can select these three, SX0, SZ0, make it straight. That's a really quick way of making something straight, even though I don't know if you should be doing that. Like, coming from like a modeling perspective, I don't think you should be doing that. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to the sculpt mode because I'm genuinely struggling, and I'm gonna come here and I'm going to continue. Like, look how much easier that is. Like, and if it looks like a helmet, then you know you're doing something right, because I'm not gonna lie to you, they do end up looking like a helmet. Like I said, depending on whatever stylistic choice you want for your Roblox avatar, it just like, yeah. And this is how you make a Scalp base. And we're not done because it's really pixelated. Oh, something else also, you want to turn on statistics. Turn on statistics because it lets you see the amount of triangles you have. and basically anything that's visible is counting towards it. So if you hide this, you can see we have 488 on this alone, and you can see what I'm talking about. Like, we're gonna have to delete some of the scalp when it comes to really detailed hairs. Yeah, because the scalp is really triangle heavy, just because it's a lot of faces and we start from a UV sphere. You could, if you know how to model, you can do it lower poly, but you usually won't need to. I've just gone ahead and added a subdivision modifier, and you actually want to add this before you mirror, and that just makes everything smooth. So if you were like, why is she making it smooth? Why is it chopped? That's the reason. I'm sorry I did it like last minute. Turn Shift Alt to select this whole line of hair and go to item, and you can turn on vertex crease like this, and it basically nullifies the subdivision modifier for those vertices, and that's how you make a scalp base. Like, I don't know what else there is. If you go and you select an area, if you have a numpad, this is really useful to have a keyboard with a numpad. Control +++, you can add like plus or minus, you can add stuff to your selection. That's how I do it. Or you could just do it the old-fashioned way. You can do B to select, and what I do is I click smooth. Hold up, let me deselect this. You really don't want to like change this mirror line, because I mean, see, it's already weird. Like, there's already a line down the middle now, and you don't want to mess with that. Okay, and I just do right click and I smooth vertices, and it does exactly what it says. It smooths the vertices. Shift Alt select this because it's poking out, and I'm gonna just scale it like that. And I'm gonna select these and I'm gonna bring them out. You can, like I said, edit the scalp to whatever shape you like. You can have it cover as much as you like. I prefer to have it like super low, just so I can get maximum coverage, because the scalps where like the scalp part ends really short, they don't usually look good. Like, it just looks off. Like I said, make sure to view it from multiple angles. As you can see, there's a gap, and when we create the bottom of the scalp base, the gap obviously won't be there, because right now it's empty. So when we make the bottom, the gap won't be there, but it's awkward. It's awkward because it's like extra lace at the back, and when you do buns, the extra lace is really obvious. If you do a bust down, like I said, the cheat code is to always do a bust down, because people are gonna buy it and it's really easy to do a bust down. If you do a bun, there's always the extra lace, and people are gonna clown you, being like, oh, why is my lace so big? My lace is so thick. So like, yeah, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. And if you wanted to be more, if you like edges in your hair, make sure to drop this part. This is like for edges, and you can always do R for a loop cut, Control R for a loop cut, and add in additional like loops and stuff for better whatever definition. How do I feel about edges? I hate doing edges. If you came here to learn how to do edges, just go back, turn around. I don't know how to do edges. Edges suck for me. Like, I hate doing edges. I'm gonna go back in sculpt mode. I'm just gonna do that. As you can see, I've left like some gap slightly over the eye line. I'm gonna bring that down actually, but there's a reason I left a gap like at all, and it's because whoa, that's crazy. I need to smooth that. I'm actually gonna do this, and I'm gonna Control Shift select these and turn the vertex crease back to 0. Okay, that just didn't help. Okay, y'all. And if you're asking me why it's puckered, it's probably because, to be fair, it's probably because of the mirror. And make some quick adjustments. Smooth vertices, smooths the vertices, and that's basically how you make a scalp base. Kia, you really should go like more in what's the word? Not in depth, but like Like, actually do it right. Do it like do it as precisely as you can and spend more time on it. Like, I'm not good at scalp bases, ironically, and it's the fundamentals of every hair, and I'm not good at it. So, and that's basically the scalp base. If you don't like it, like, just edit it. Usually, depending on like whatever hair I want to make at the time, like that determines the shape of the scalp base. I just edit it as I go. I obviously have like a base that I reuse all the time. Also, sometimes I have this subdivision set to 2 because I just do. And like I said, you can add more of these, scale them up when you do add more, or your scalp is going to look chopped. I'm gonna go back to scalp mode and bring this down because I guess it wasn't low enough the first time. And just make it cute and head shaped. I like using the grab brush, and that's it's G for grab brush. If at any point I did something that you didn't understand, make sure to look at the screencast keys, because this is like, I don't know, I don't want to say second nature, but I'm used to doing stuff. Well, not this, but I'm used to making stuff, so I may just not mention things just out of habit. Whoa. If a scalp opens up like this, it's because of the mirror. Quite frankly, just turn up the merge and it'll fix it. And yeah, make sure your scalp is as close to touching the thing as possible, but also don't push this forehead slope, don't push it back too far because of the woman head. Also the side slopes, don't push it too far because of the woman head. I like my scalp to have a little bit of forehead, so I'm actually going to like turn all of these off. I don't need them on this. Okay, that's much better. Okay, that was what the issue was. I noticed it was sharp. Okay, do this, and I'll just turn it up on the ends only, so the vertex crease is only on the ends. This butt head thing keeps happening, and I'm not locked. Okay. I used edge slide, and I could just smooth that out like so. Same with this, and it's not moving with this one for some reason, and it's probably my fault. If you ever get like one of these, I just use the knife tool and I reconnect it with its roots like so. This like butt thing is like really annoying me, and I haven't made a scalp base in so long that I completely forgot that this would be an issue. This is supposed to be a masterclass, and even I don't know what I'm doing. But like, I genuinely like apologize. Like, I completely forgot like that this was like super mega annoying. The more time you spend on it, the better it will look. The inflate brush is also really useful. I like it. It's good for stuff. And that is how you make a scalp base. And from now, I would recommend naming it, calling it in the outliner, call it scalp base. Call it scalp base, duplicate it with all the modifiers like this. Don't duplicate it. Go to M, move to new collection, just call it extra scalp. Oh, extra scalp, and that's just a collection. Call it anything you like. And I'm just gonna hide it as an extra scalp base, because when we make edits to the scalp base, like, I may want edits on the scalp base that I don't want on another scalp base. So I just want to have a fresh like scalp base, because I really like, I mess it, like I go ham on this scalp base when I'm deleting stuff. So yeah. Another thing is that we don't solidify because we're trying to save my triangles. This is already 2,600 triangles. Let me just hide this for a second. And this is what this looks like. Okay, it's low-key giving helmet. If you want this to not give helmet, maybe don't bring these down as much, and maybe like do this. If you're making a hair that needs a scalp texture and we UV unwrap like this, go into UV editing, you can see scalp. I don't recommend you do this until after you apply your modifiers. If you're making asymmetrical hair, this unwrap is fine. If you're making asymmetrical hair, you have to apply the mirror and then you unwrap. So if you apply the mirror and then UV unwrap, we get an unwrap of the entire scalp, which is good for symmetrical hair. And also remember to apply the subdivision when you want a texture, so you can get the true, like, what it actually looks like for real. Yeah, I'm just gonna undo to bring those back because I don't want to. Edge flow is really important when it comes to texturing, and edge flow is just like the way the edges are aligned with each other, basically. And it's only important when it comes to texturing because, like I said, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to decimate, and any good modeler will tell you to never decimate because it ruins your mesh topology. And topology is just like the way your mesh looks when you do this. Like these dots, these faces, everything, that's topology. They tell you not to decimate because it ruins your mesh topology, but like trying to do it manually is so tasking, especially when you have to work with 4,000 triangles. It's so tasking, it's so annoying. I already have a scalp base, I don't need to make another one. Like the one I have is actually perfect. I don't know what witchcraft I used for that, but like, yeah, like I don't know how I did it because I remember doing it like on a whim and I did it like really quickly. I was like, wow, this actually looks really good for something I did like super fast and I was tweaking. This is what it looks like on the thing. Like I said, like I mentioned, depending on your style, you might want to make the taper, like the front bit, you might want to change it depending on the edges as well, like heavily depending on the edges. I don't know how I didn't mention that. If you want to do, whoa, holy helmet. Okay, listen, ignore it for now. We're gonna come back to that. Whoa, guys, I promise it's not gonna look like this on like actual cheek side. It's just because my avatar has scaling, but whatever. We're cute. Like if we wanted to do pigtails, that's cute. We already got it. We got yeah. Like if we wanted to do pigtails, we got it. Like, okay. Anyway, do you need a perfect scalp base as a beginner? No. Like as a beginner, the base is like the last thing you need to worry about. Like once you start getting like better and you can actually like fine-tune your work, you can put more attention into stuff like that. And because like if you don't know how to do anything else and you're worried about a base, your priorities are wrong because it's gonna get harder. Always go from orthographic to like the regular view. Orthographic and like regular orthographic. I don't know. I think it's perspective. Like because like it just, when the POV is like this, it looks different to when the POV is like this. And if you finish the hair and you wanted to close up a scalp base, let me just do this. If you finish the hair and you wanted to close up the scalp base, all you gotta do is go to edit mode. Actually, you want to apply your subdivision, and I know I just did it second, whatever. Go into edit mode, select this, and it's gonna, because I extruded the ear tab part, it's gonna look like it's gonna not select the whole thing. So even though I'm clicking Shift Alt to select everything, it's still not gonna select this, and you have to be mindful of that. And then I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna apply the mirror, come back to edit mode. Everything is now selected. I would extrude, left click, M at center. That's it. That's literally it. And I move this up. So that's what I've done. Move these pink lines, just select what has the pink line and put this back to 0. And if you didn't unwrap it, like I said, you should. Yeah, and for some reason I didn't, but like you would have done it. You would have done it beforehand, because like when you're done, you do this. This is the last step. So this was after texturing, so you should have already unwrapped it before you close the scalp base. And if you're like, oh no, I forgot to do it, and now I don't have enough undo steps because I didn't turn up my undo steps, and now I can't even undo it, you should have the extra scalp. If you don't have the extra scalp, then you're just gonna have to recover from it or just start over. I don't know what to tell you, babes. Go to preferences, go into system, right? System? Yeah, system, memory, and limits. Turn your undo steps to 64. Trust me, it's the best thing you can do. I don't know what it's usually at. I don't know if it's at 32 or if it's at 16. I think it's at 32. But yes, you should 100% turn your undo steps to 64. Because if it was at 32, I wouldn't be able to undo this far back. Yeah, that's it. And that's how you make a scalp base. I know it looks ugly and it looks like it's gonna look like really thick. Like the lace is gonna look really thick. But I'm gonna show you how to make the lace melts in another video, not in this video. So just to preface, I have these set of tutorials where I go over scalp basics, just like general like scalp hair stuff. And I have more tutorials on my Ko-fi.